Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fine edition of Star Trek Reliant. I am JB. I am playing Chrog this fine evening, and we are going to be diving headlong into part two of the Chrog story. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get everybody to introduce themselves.
Don't everybody jump up at once. This is Geraldine, and I play Con Officer Kara Jinrani, the resident small firecracker of the group.
And I'm Bazag playing Rick T, the chief engineer. And don't forget we have Reliant at StarbaseUGC.com, so send us your emails.
And I'm Duncan Idaho. I'm playing Marcus Graves, and again, that's Reliant at StarbaseUGC.com.
I'm Nick. I'm mostly sentient tonight, and I played Dr. Eli O'Connor, the ship's chief medical officer and first officer, and also Randolph P. Checkers.
And I am the grumpy old Nord. I play Chaplain Waitley, Grimnir Tiberius, and Ensign Mary Shepard. Insert witty line here.
And special guest edition tonight is Theron playing the poor Ferengi, Grent.
Humans?
Need that little title card sequence where they proudly go, guest starring?
Also played by Jeffrey Combs. Wait, no.
We're all actually played by Jeffrey Combs, but don't tell him.
It's a one-man show.
Jeffrey
And the
Combs
Warp Core
on
will
a
be
green
played by-
screen can do a whole movie by himself.
And the Warp Core will be played by John Malkovich.
I was going to say Jeff Bridges. Core abides.
That warp core really holds the room together, man.
I was thinking Ron Perlman, he's got the voice for it.
Well, so does Clancy Brown, but I digress. Picking up where we left off, Chrog had received some very distressing news that Madron had sunk to a new low. He's out in the murder business. So Chrog, having faced his inner demons, has put a crew together, briefed them, and as we come into focus, Chrog is in the shuttle bay. He has distressed a runabout, much to Kara's dismay, and it has been loading it with select supplies, and the time has come to get the crew together. Chrog taps the communicator under his big heavy coat. Attention crew! Meet me in the shuttle bay. We are getting ready to launch.
Kara just kind of comes from behind him already wearing her pirate gear, looks up at the shuttle and just gestures, "Look what you done. You massacred my boy."
Oh, don't worry, it'll wash off. Chrog hocks a loogie onto the shuttle and rubs it with his elbow. See? It rubs off.
Kara just sighs and takes off her top hat and just kind of whines into it and then puts it back on.
I'm gonna have to get a team just to go over it once we're done.
I volunteer.
Oh, Chrog is waiting for everyone to show up. That means Checkers, Grimnir, not Grimnir, Waitley,
And
as well, and Setsa, not to mention Skipper. Skipper is supposed to be coming along on this little adventure. Chrog has a special little mission for his friendly little tardigrade pal.
Skipper is already in the shuttle, hanging upside down from the ceiling.
I totally want to use Skipper as an improvised weapon at some point.
Chrog hears a noise, looks up to see Skipper. Skipper, come on down. I got something for you.
No,
What do you mean, no?
I in shuttle. Shuttle formation. I say. Sneaky.
Skipper, look what I have. Chrog then pulls a little something out of his bag. It is the replica animal skull from his quarters that Skipper had shown quite a liking to some time ago.
Skipper jumps down with incredible with a heavy thud, bolts over to the skull, crying out,
Koopa Troopa, Koopa Troopa, Koopa Troopa, Koopa Troopa.
Yes, exactly, Skipper. You get to be the Koopa Troopa. We need you to get into this little cage here because we're going to use you to scare a certain little Ferengi half to death.
Hey!
Skipper scuttles into the cage with the Koopa Troopa helmet on.
Remember, I'm gonna tell him that that he does not want to face the Koopa, and that's your cue to start chanting Koopa Troopa.
Koopa Troopa.
Kara watches all this with amusement, and then double taps her communicator. Setsadir, you and your hat are required down in the shuttle bay.
Coming.
Setsa arrives a couple moments later, wearing her tri-corner pirate hat costume, and looking rather adorable, more than menacing.
Well, that works, Chrog says.
Yeah, thanks. I was looking at pirate stuff, and yeah, this seemed to work, and wasn't too bad.
Chrog taps his communicator. Hey, Grimner, make sure you bring the really big axe.
He doesn't reply, but you can sense more than hear a tone of confusion, like axe. What? And when Grimnir comes down, he's dressed in something none of you have actually seen him wear, which is his actual armor from before he found his way into this side of the universe.
Before he was isekai.
And he's got this big, burlap duffel sack with him, and you see, a bunch of, weapon hilts and handles poking out of it, and he says, I think I brought enough for everyone. I may have gone a little overboard.
Well, I'm glad you brought some, because I brought a bunch of stuff, too. Chrog opens the hatchway to the runabout, and is inundated with a bunch of empty cans and bottles. And out stumbles Checkers, completely drunk.
Meanwhile, Decor just kind of stomps up in her stony way to Grimnir, looks down at his bag and says, I like your bag. She pats him on the shoulder and then walks off.
Is she tall enough to pat him on the shoulder? He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, I think she's in the neighborhood. I forget what species she was, but she's basically a giant living rock monolith, practically.
Oh, okay.
Little known fact, that bag is also a weapon.
Chrog just looks at the bottles and cans that have spilled on the floor and sees just Checkers in a heap. Said, been waiting long?
You said we were leaving soon a week ago. And just a reminder, Checkers is dressed like that. Like a colonial marine. For anyone that can't see pictures
just buries his head in his hand and just mutters something incoherent in Nausicaan and says, someone get him some coffee.
I could do it. He stands up and stumbles his way to the replicator.
Kara looks around at all the different outfits and just leans over to Sets and says, well, we've definitely got the motley part of Motley Crew, right?
Yeah, and Rick T is settling to the co-pilot seat. He's in Captain Jack Sparrow outfit as he just starts to run down the ship diagnostics, getting it ready for the shuttle to take off.
I'm just imagining now that somehow he has these really long spines he's grown out of his head that have flopped over and he's put beads on them.
Oh, the visual that just popped in my head. Anyway, Chrog wades through the bottles, kicking a lot of it out of the shuttlecraft, and opens a large crate that he has in the cargo storage area and starts passing out weaponry. He hands Sets a very elegant-looking plasma pistol. It says, "Put it in your belt. Do not pull it out until you need it."
Okay.
Chrog.
She
Yeah, go ahead.
tries to secure it as best as possible, opting for a small satchel versus just putting it in her belt.
Chrog tosses Kara a knockoff-looking disruptor pistol. Yeah, this'll fit you fine.
Kara looks at it. What a piece of junk. Still, she tucks it into her belt and takes her itty phaser pistol and puts it in the crate for safekeeping.
Hey, that piece of junk will disintegrate a man at 20 paces. Be careful with it.
Kara holds up her phaser pistol. This'll disintegrate a giant fucking android at 20 paces. She puts it back in the chest.
Chrog walks over to Rick Tier, hands him just a standard disruptor pistol, like a knockoff KDF one. Tuck this in your belt.
We probably should look the part, I guess, and that includes not phasers.
Yeah, we don't want to be running around with Federation phasers. We want to be able to use these disruptor weapons and these plasma weapons, because these are what pirates tend to carry.
I mean, to be fair, my weapon wasn't Federation make and model, but I hear you.
Chrog looks over at Grimnir. Oh, you got enough.
Nah, I'm hoping. I might run out, though.
Well, if not, Chrog picks up a large, very large, imposing-looking disruptor rifle and hands it over to Grimnir.
He looks at it, his hand like dwarfing it. Tucks it in his belt, says, might come in handy.
Kara looks over at the bag. Do you have like a small mace or a nice beat stick in there I could use?
He grabs the whole bag up. He says, you mean like... Oh, no, you don't mean like that. Give me a second. Ruffles around in the bag, pulls out like this big spiked mace, says, is this what you had in mind?
Close enough. Can I borrow that for a while?
Yeah, lose it for all I care. I've got more.
Kara laughs and takes the mace.
Chrog can see the pile of weapons in the corner. Well, those are checkers.
Checkers only has a pulse rifle.
Good enough.
Wow, a slug thrower. Old school.
The only one left waiting on is Watley. I wonder where he's at.
Whaley just leans forward out of the darkness, using this big, voluminous black robe that makes him just blend in with the darkness. He said, I've been here waiting for you.
Fuck me, when did we invite Rasputin? That wasn't out of character. Kara actually says that and she jumps when he leans out.
Rasputin looks like damn Count Dracula.
Either way, I'll take the compliment. Are we ready to go?
Oh, we're ready. Here, Chrog chucks him a couple of plasma pistols.
I will not be requiring those.
We have to maintain a look of unity here.
Now, once you gotta use them, just carry them.
Setzer raises a hand.
Yeah. Seta, you'll need to raise your hand. Just speak.
He was the only one of us who wasn't wearing any weapons. I mean, like, if we're going somewhere where everyone's wearing weapons, and there's a really serious-looking guy without any weapons, I mean, isn't it kind of like he's super badass?
No, that's Scream's the leader that we need to, go up and mug. Because he's got the money and he's paying for the rest of us.
Whaley just smiles and slips back into the shadows, and it's like he's not even there.
Well, someone put a frickin' bell on him.
Creepy.
Alright, you motley crew, get on it. So we can get on our way to Paradise Station. That Ferengi's not going to throttle himself.
Setzer raises a hand again.
You don't have to raise your hand. We're all pirates. Just speak up.
Is there gonna be any problem that, I've got, like, some of my board parts showing?
Nah, makes you look intimidating.
Oh, trust me, you're going to see all kinds of cybernetic enhancements. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, so looks like Rick's already taken the co-pilot, so who's flying, me or you?
I'm going to fly because they're going to expect me to fly.
Works for me, I'll just nap on the way.
If I let you.
Kara chuckles and goes and lays down, putting her head in Setz's lap, and just gives a, game of, just a little friendly wave to Chrog and says, "Oh, I'll be fine."
Okay. Chrog takes the pilot seat. Guys, let's get us ready to launch. Chrog taps the communications panel on the pilot display. This is a cutthroat to the bridge. We're ready to launch.
The bridge responds. Graves here. All right. We'll keep an eye out on comms and basically start screaming if you need Reliant to come pick you up.
On the bridge, Eli leans over to Graves. Got a bad feeling about this.
I heard that.
Yeah, but at the same time, we've had a string of relatively good luck recently. I mean, this might not be too bad.
Besides, relax. What could go wrong?
Okay, now don't. Now you're pushing it.
Roger that, Bridge.
All
We're
right.
on our way. We'll holler if we need you. Cutthroat out.
Righto.
I'm so glad they didn't need a doctor.
So the runabout lifts off and flies out of the Reliant shuttle bay as Chrog punches full impulse to Paradise Station. And after about 10-15 minute trip, Paradise Station comes into view and the communication systems crackles. Paradise Station to unknown runabout. What is your purpose here?
Kara quietly from the back is heard saying, "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum."
What was that? We didn't hear. Nothing. This is the shuttle cutthroat. We're here to barter for weapons. We want to dock. Don't delay me, or I'm going to come up there and rip your ears off by myself. Yeah, go ahead and dock. I'm not going to stop you. Docking Bay 1. That's what I thought you'd say. Cutthroat out. Chrog flies the runabout into the docking bay and lands it relatively smoothly. A little bump here and there.
Kara has the best pillow possible and is fine.
Richter, go ahead and secure us. Secure the ship from landing. Real quick briefing before we start heading in there. The one we're looking for is Grent. He's not going to be hard. He's not going to be easy to find. He's going to be hiding out in the admin levels somewhere. Remember, we're here for Grent. No hats on the ground.
Nope.
No picking fights. No illicit trades, as he looks right at Checkers. And no drunken brawls. We're here for a mission. Let's do it. Grent, Grent. There.
Kara sits up from her spot and teasingly puts a hand on her top hat to make sure it doesn't fall off as she gets ready to disembark.
This.
Setsa follows Kara.
Confident that he's done the docking procedures and that the shuttle engines are now off. Rick T will start following behind Chrog.
Go ahead. All right. Chrog picks up the crate that has skipper in it and puts it on a anti-grav type of device and starts pushing it in front of him. So it looks like they have cargo that they want to quote unquote trade.
Kara, walks along slightly behind and to the side of him, hand near her disruptor pistol and looking around warily.
This ain't no Ryza, guys. This place is the biggest hub of scum and villainy you've ever seen.
The fuck is Ryza?
Kara looks over at Checkers, looks him up and down for a second. looks at his left arm, and then just kind of nods and stares straight ahead again.
And they continue along. Go ahead.
Setsa is just walking along, very oddly enthralled and not very intimidated by the surroundings around her. Like a small little ducky walking through the streets of New York.
Ricky sort of puts on his serious face a bit and just sort of starts scanning, trying to look intimidating.
Grimnir perks up, says, "Oi,
Grimnir, bring up the rear, just in case someone has some kind of weird notions to come up try to rob us from behind. Make sure you just it."
He grins, puts his helmet on, and says, "I do love grabbing the rear."
Kara giggles and, noticing the way that Setsa's looking around, moves back slightly and grabs one of Setsa's hands just to make sure she doesn't wander off like she's had a habit of doing in the past. She figures if anybody asks, she can just claim that Setsa is her girl toy.
Meanwhile, Chrog is walking along. He is using the scanners in his face mask to try to pick up just exactly where Grent is at.
Like insight and probably either security or command. Although I guess if you're using the scanners, it could be insight engineering.
I'm going to do an insight engineering roll to see just how easily Chrog finds his prey. As soon as I load my character sheet, which is taking a sweet time to load, of course. One success.
It takes a while, but eventually there's a beep boop and a dot on the scanner.
The readout inside Chrog's face mask indicates that there is a Ferengi life sign and he is on level 2. They are on level 20. Alright, guys. He's up in the administration level, up on level 2. We're going to have to work our way up there. And judging by that term, hard to turn from a distraction. Checkers, you're up.
Out of character, I'm just going to say right now, I'm just expecting Checkers to walk up and just accidentally vomit on them when he goes to say something. It would technically be a distraction.
Indeed.
Well, I'm gonna leave that up to a roll. I'm guessing what's like fitness and.
I would say it's fitness command or presence command, depending on which way
I
you're.
would say presence command because.
Oh, you fool! All right, Checkers.
It needs to be presence.
Checkers walks up, puffing on a cigar, his pulse rifle slinged. And let's see if he immediately vomits. I'm literally giving myself as much threat as I.
And mind you, these are the ones guarding the turbolift are two very heavily armed, very very large Orions.
Okay, Checkers doesn't vomit.
Yeah, instead he just opens his mouth and belches before he can talk.
Nah, he's good.
The lead Nausicaan guard looks down at Checkers like, "Oi, what do you want, little man?"
I'm looking for the bathroom. The nicest bathroom you have.
Well, this ain't the bathroom, mate. This is a turbo lift. You can't go here. Bathroom's over there. You look before you get lost.
I am.
I'll pound you in the ground like a spike, wee little man.
Oh, you wish you could. I've seen things. Done horrible things. You ever see a man ripped apart by a bug before?
The Orion is slightly taken aback by the comments, but you know, he kind of likes the bravado of this guy. Yeah, I like you. Go on. There's a nicer bathroom up on the next couple of levels up. Go on up.
Checkers nods and goes into the turbo lift.
Chrog company see him entering the turbo lift and proceed to follow him. Well, you didn't tell me you had friends going up there. Only you. I'm going to let you up there.
Oh yeah, them.
Chrog walks up to the lead need Orion, looks him square in the eye, says, "Do you really want to piss off a Nausicaan? Especially a Nausicaan pirate? I'll use you to pick my teeth, you worthless little Orion scum." Not surprisingly, the Orion backs down. Yeah, go ahead. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. That's what I thought you'd say.
Kara offers the Orions an unsettling, predatory smile, considering her small size as she goes by.
Yeah, don't mess with her either. That's a lot of dynamite packed in a small little package.
Setsa waves amiably as she goes by with Kara.
Kara pulls her into the turbo lift.
Come on, let's go. Come on, Grimner, you pull. Bring up the rear.
Rick here just sort of once a decision has been made to start moving forward, Rick here just sort of has eye contact with the Orions, but he just sort of just seeing if they're going to start anything, but moves on. He just tries to give this intimidation, I'm not going back down from you kind of feel.
A position the Orions respect. Our motley little crew is boarded the turbo lift and the doors slide shut. All right, we need to hack into this turbo lift. We need to get past the security lockouts to get up to that administration level.
All right, Setsa, we can probably do this together. Do you want to take the lead?
Setsa, you're up.
And you?
Setsa proceeds to try to bypass security protocols.
And Rick here will assist by starting a system scan of just how everything is connected and how the security stuff flows as in the turbo lift.
Well, let's try a couple of rolls here. Let's go for a daring security.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I was about to say that's not going to be good for her. Given that she's hacking, I would say probably reason security or reason science.
Okay. My apologies.
I was going to say engineering.
Well, reason engineering also works.
Okay, let's do reason engineering.
And whether computer expertise, talent, great thing. And do any focuses applies? I'm going to say no just to keep things interesting.
Now that I think about it, daring is kind of also a luck skill. I'm just imagining the daring security is when you just open the panel and start crossing wires and hoping for the best.
So, Setsa gets 2 successes.
And there's Rick Tier's assistance coming in.
Yeah, so that's there we go. 1 dice, 1 success.
3 successes total.
The computer system recognizes the hack, but and the turbo lift lockouts have been lifted. They are free to continue up to the administration level. Great job, guys. We're almost there.
Thank God, I wasn't looking forward to stairs or a ladder to get up there.
I hope there's a lock. I really hope there's a lock.
Yeah, there is always some kind of Jeffrey's tube equivalent, anyway.
Meanwhile, as our intrepid crew is sliding up the turbo lift, Grent, his computer systems have indicated that the turbo lift is approaching the administration level, and it has a lot of people on it.
Dear, what can this be? Am I able to stop it in any way or whatnot?
Can we do a roll for that, possibly?
I suppose, but he'd basically have to get 4 successes on 2 dice, which means he'd have to get double 1s.
Okay, yeah, then I don't think that's possible. So, yeah, there's really no way of stopping this turbo lift after we've hacked it. But you do have a full complement of security guards.
I mean, technically it's possible, but you have to basically roll 2 1s.
He'd be able to buy extra dice if he wanted to, but...
Oh, okay, well there you go. There's that too then.
Yeah. I don't exactly have his stats here, so.
We make them up as we go along.
Rick, you're the expert. That is my first rolling of an episode, so we'll rely on your guidance here how to proceed.
So, how good of an engineer, like systems maintenance, would you think that Grent is?
Let's see. Grent is no dummy. Grent has stayed alive this long because he's smart. Yes, the station is old, but a lot of the systems are state of the art.
Let's get something like 14.
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough number. Grant, he's very competent at keeping secrets, and like I said, he's no dummy. He's stayed alive this long for a reason because he's smart.
So basically, we would have 2d20 14, and I suppose you could probably spend threat in some way to give him extra dice if you wanted.
Okay.
See Rick for details about that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, one threat for one additional dice, and then another 2 for the second. So it would be 3 total if you wanted an extra 2 dice.
But you could give him a solid chance of being able to stop the elevator.
Okay.
So exclamation point 4d20 space 14. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ferengi pulls it off.
With a sudden jolt, the turtle grinds to a halt, jostling the people inside.
Kara looks around. Okay, I know Setsa didn't do a bad job on that, so what the hell?
Damn, he knows we're here.
Open up the ceiling.
I'm going to punch. I'm guessing there's comms in said turbo lift.
Yeah, there's comms.
Okay, I'm opening up the comms. Whoever you are, you're not authorized. Either get out or I'll shoot you out in the airlock or something.
Grant, you know who this is. I am Chrog, the Scourge of Beta Quadrant, and I've come for you.
Each face. It's been a long time. How can I help you? Mostly away from my station.
You're gonna help me by telling me where your boss is. I want to know where Madron is. So you got probably the next 15 to 20 minutes to make up your mind to let me know where he's at. Because that's how long it's going to take me to get to you. And when I get a hold of you, you're going to wish you were never born.
You checked your Garumba.
We'll see who still has Garumba at the end of this day. Chrog pulls his disruptor pistol from his belt and blows out the audio panel. Boring conversation anyway.
Setsa raises a hand.
Oh, for the love of God, just speak, Usajalia.
What's Garumba?
Intestinal fortitude.
Kara just has this massive grin and just leans against the wall, giggling.
Kara, don't say it.
Oh, I'll tell her, but not right now.
Like, cojones?
Loosely translated, yes. There's more of a connotation to it. I'll explain it to you later.
I have a plan.
Hackers, talk.
We keep going up, but we need to open up the emergency thing, the hatch on the top.
Grimnir, you're up.
I was about to say, I can handle that.
Well, Grimnir's the tallest.
Also true. So Grimnir would have to lift up Kara for Kara to handle it.
Grimnir shrugs, grabs her by the back of her neck, picks her up. Is that what you had in mind?
Well, I was expecting under the arms, but this isn't so bad. You know, you have soft hands, surprisingly. She reaches
grins and doesn't say anything.
She reaches up and aims a little bit for the lock, and then punches up with her metal left fist.
With a loud clank, the hatch flies off.
Wow, that was a pretty weak lock. I didn't even really have to try.
Eli does good work.
So he does.
All right, checkers, get up there and get us some climbing grapples up there.
Climbing grab. I was thinking there would be an override up there.
Also, can you, put me down now?
Oh, yeah, he lets go.
Like a meat override.
Get up there, see if there's any kind of override. If there's no override, we may have to climb our way up.
Well, that was plan B. So, Checkers jumps up and gets on top of the turbo lift.
Apparently, Grent was able to stop them at level 10, so they have 8 decks to climb. Should there be no bypass.
What is it to look for a bypass?
Insight engineering.
Insight engineering, so...
I think that's fair.
Yep.
Yes.
Checkers, did you find the bypass?
Pretty sure I did.
And I just have this image of Checkers is looking literally at a set of controls where 2 buttons and one's labeled up and one's labeled down.
That would be too easy.
Which way is up and which way is down?
I was about to say, he rolled 3 successes on 2 dice.
Alright, go ahead and trigger the manual override. Let's get this buggy rolling.
Hold on a sec. Sneeze. Alright, chain combo sneezes.
Oof.
Yeah, 4 sneezes in a row and my chest is hurting.
Ow.
Yeah.
Aww.
But anyway, yes, I hit the button that says up. I'm understanding this crazy future technology.
And, Theron, just so you know, you have at your disposal 10 very heavily armed Orions, as well as 10 very heavily armed, let's see, other aliens of no description.
I was going to joke and say, he's got 10 A600 series androids that he got on clearance.
Oh, God.
He's got discounted Dan model androids.
Oh, God, they all look like Dan, with the same creepy smile.
And they all at once commit suicide.
Actually, they stop halfway through the suicide and say, to continue using our product, please pay 1,000 energy credits.
All right, Checkers manages to trigger the manual override, and the shuttle car proceeds on its course.
Checkers jumps back into the whatchamacallit. Alright.
And for
Yes,
comedic
you
effect,
know.
lands on Kara, who goes down again. What?
Should have said clear, I just didn't want to get crushed by the roof. Oh,
All right,
I didn't think about that. I think we might be going a deck up. You said he's deck 2, right?
Deck 2, and we stopped at deck 8.
How are we going to stop at the right deck, says Kara from the floor.
That's the neat part. We don't.
Well, I guess we'll still only be 1 deck away if we get to deck 1.
Also, brace. That is probably good advice.
Everyone be ready.
Kara gets
When that
up
door
and-
opens, expect one hell of a fight. He knows we're coming.
Before...
Kara gets up, puts her flesh and blood arm around Setsa, and uses her metal arm to grab onto the rails in the turbo lift. Braced.
Before this
stabilizes the...
Yeah, go ahead.
Setsa stabilizes the skipper cart.
And Skipper, this is going to get bumpy.
Before the store opens, let me introduce you to a personal friend of mine. This is an M41A Mark II pulse rifle, 10mm, with over and under 30mm pump-action grenade launcher.
Chrog swings the waist of his coat back, pulls out both of his disruptor pistols, and charges them up.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Rick has pulls his out and braces himself against the back, linking one of his arms around one of the poles and with the other out, ready to fire.
I'll draw mine when we get there. I'm busy holding on to the important things.
Chrog watches as the indicator indicates they are fast approaching their destination. Deck 4, Deck 3, Deck 2, Deck 1. The turbo lift car comes to a screeching halt as it impacts the roof of the turbo lift chamber. And that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to take a quick break, go to the bathroom, get a sandwich, get a drink, and when we return, all hell breaks loose.
When we return, unspeakable violence.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on to part 2 of this little episode. It's murder, death, kill time. Where we left off, the turbolift had crashed into the roof of the turbolift tube. And everyone's still trying to
Kara,
bring
without
themselves
missing a
back to
beat,
their
simply
feet, having
announced.
been having their insides shaken.
Kara, without missing a beat, simply announces, "Top floor, top hats, menswear, pirate queens, everybody out."
Wait, before we go out, these guys are expecting us to just rush them. And there's going to be a lot of guys out there.
So why should we disappoint them?
I have a better idea. Grimnir, why don't you get that bag of yours out and get a nice big sword out? Burn it.
Grimnir grins, unsheathes the sword that's buckled at his belt, and says, "Nah, the bag was for y'all. I brought my own toys."
Ooh, I like that.
See, just out of
Setzer
character,
raises
just
a
thinking
hand.
now of Grimnir having... We need to get Grimnir a golf bag so he can carry all those weapons around like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, we can give him the Xenos golf bag.
Right, the one that rotates.
All right.
Setzer raises a hand.
Setsa, you don't need to raise your hand.
We do have a tardigrade who can spore jump from point to point.
No. He's my ace in the hole. We're saving him for later. Skipper, I want you to turn around in there and cover your eyes. This is going to get messy.
Want me to fire off a grenade?
Oh, wait a minute now. Let's not get hasty.
Grimnir grins and says, "Wait a minute, I've got an idea." He kind of loosens the strap on his breastplate a little bit to kind of loosen it, grabs Skipper and says, "I think you'll like this view," and he tucks him underneath his breastplate.
Oh, when he said breastplate, I thought he was going to go try to seduce him.
I'm just thinking now, armored baby carrier.
That's basically what Grimnir just did.
All right.
Except, okay, so hold on. Grimnir has also replicated the Graves combat tardigrade approach. So, Grimnir can now spore jump on command if he wants to.
Well, there you have Grimnir just spore jump right in the middle of them guys and just start swinging and scare the living hell out of them.
Grimnir just kind of chuckles. He says, "Nah, just wait till y'all see what I can actually do."
All right. Half of you to one side of the door. The other guys come with me on this side of the door. Get your weapons out. Grimnir, get in front of the door. We're going to open it in 3, 2.
Kara grabs Setsa and pushes her against the wall and draws her shabby disruptor pistol with her left hand.
Skipper giggles and says,
It smells like a bear in here.
Maids, yes or no? Yes or no?
At least it doesn't smell like the pee-pee tube in there.
I was just thinking, follow-up question. Which kind of bear? Skipper. Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at what Nick put in the text chat. Orion's, "Why do I hear boss music?"
Oh shit, the life meter goes off the screen.
Chrog looks around. Are we all ready? You ready for this?
You want me to fire off a grenade as soon as the door opens?
Is it load a smoke grenade? Let's give Grimnir the opening he needs.
I mean, it does make smoke, yeah.
A little smoke, a little bang, a little tinnitus never killed anybody.
Frag grenade makes a decent amount of smoke, yeah.
Load up your grenade. Grimnir, you're going to follow that grenade up. Wait till that grenade bursts, and Grimnir, you're going to go out there swinging. We'll mop up whatever's left. Are we ready?
Does it matter? They're going to break in if we wait much longer.
Go!
Grimnir nods.
Chrog slams the open button on the turbolift door.
And Checker just fires the grenade from the underbarrel as soon as... Okay, do I have to roll for this? I'm guessing I do.
Yeah, roll for it.
This is control security, I think, since this is ranged.
Yeah.
And hold on a second. 7, 8. Okay. 11. And, this is War Checker, so he doesn't have the same focuses, so incredible violence is probably a focus for him. Oh. It's a dud! No!
The grenade goes into the crowd. It doesn't explode, but it makes a lot of smoke.
And there's a little sticker on it that says, "Best before 2408."
Technically.
Okay, no bang, there's a lot of smoke. Grimner, you're up. Go.
Oh, as soon as the door opens and the grenade gets lobbed out the door, before anything can happen, Grimnir just grabs his sword and his shield, looks down at Skipper and says, "You ready, kid?" And he shouts, "Wulnakest!" And he basically spore jumps himself to the other side of the room behind all the enemies and just starts slashing away.
All of a sudden, there's a lot of screaming and a lot of chaos.
Alright.
As bits of Orions and guards go flying in every direction.
Kara peeks out the door, waits for everybody to turn their backs to that and start looking at Grimnir, then starts shooting.
All right, let's have at it.
Rick T will find
Well,
this
well,
find
well,
some cover and take pot shots.
Chrog charges out the door after Grimnir and just starts shooting whatever's still wiggling.
Kara aims for the things that are not as big as the giant big thing in the far distance. The smoke makes it a little more difficult. So let's see. I'm going to do a daring security here and see if I hit anything.
If it's range control.
Okay, but that's going to make it even worse for these guys.
All right, I am also going to roll. I am going to do a presence command, but I also want to use the focus of small arms because Chrog is using pistols.
Shit. Okay, wait. Okay, that's why. I was about to say, for a second there, I thought Kara just had 5 successes. But no, she has 3 successes, which is still pretty incredible. The 19 was supposed to be the complication range, not the critical range. I did it wrong. But yeah, 3 successes on Kara's shot.
Okay, so how would I factor in that my focus of small arms?
Basically, that would increase your critical range. The second number, which I did wrong, but the second number would be your
security
discipline. Your discipline. Yeah. So your security thing.
I have
So like if your security was 5, it would be whatever 5, and then the threat.
okay. So I have 2d20, 11, and what would the second number be?
What's your security?
5.
5 then.
Oh, we have nearly the same security. Just they're firing.
Ooh, poor Rick.
Luckily
Shot
for
goes
Chrog,
piercing through the middle of the smoke, hitting nothing, and except like a desk that's in the far behind.
Good job putting that desk out of its misery, Chrog said as he fires both of his disruptor pistols, hitting the same Orion in the chest at the same time and watching his chest implode.
Checkers
Kara.
is sorry.
Kara's managed to take out 2 with her good shot. I would imagine that Checkers has taken out at least as many based on his good roll.
With actual bullets.
Well, this goes on for about a good 10 minutes before the screaming finally stops and the wiggling finally stops. The smoke grenade has finally stopped smoking, and the only thing you see left is just incredible amount of gore. As there's just blood, guts, and body parts everywhere. Chrog takes a good look around.
This
says,
is why
"All
I
right,
like my weapon. It doesn't leave behind this mess. She gestures broadly.
All right, you can come out. They're all dead.
So we're definitely cheap security, but I like them. God damn it.
Checker
I mean,
pump.
he's Ferengi. He probably liked them because they were cheap.
Checkers
Chrog finds
pump.
a slightly
They have large tabs on Dabo. Now I can't get that back if they're dead.
Chrog finds a slightly damaged but still functional comm panel. You should get your money back. These guys were weaklings. You're next.
Setzer raises a hand from the turbo lift.
God damn it, Setsa!
Chrog at this point just puts his head in his hands and says, yes, that's,
Can't he just, file a claim on their estates to get his Dabo money back?
don't give him ideas.
Actually,
Seems
that's a
pretty
good
cold.
Actually, that seems like a good idea. Who is that over there?
It's
Actually,
down to
they're
your
both-
room, Ferengi, as Chrog crushes a comm panel in his hand.
Actually, under both Klingon and Federation law, as well as Ibi law, descendants cannot be charged with the debts of their, kin. On the other hand, under Romulan law...
Yeah, I need to hire myself better litigation.
They work
I
their
know a
way
guy.
through the wreckage, and they finally find the door to where Grant is hiding. Chrog finds the compounder, pushes it, and says, Grant, you can either open this door or we're going to break it down. If we got to break it down, you're just going to suffer the more. So if I were you, I'd open this door and take what's coming to you.
I hope he doesn't. I want to fire a grenade at it.
Kara just walks over and knocks on the door. Housekeeping! You want towel?
You're honestly pissed off by the Garamba thing?
Oh,
Seriously?
it's not the Garamba thing I'm pissed off about. You'll find out soon enough.
Kara knocks again. Housekeeping! You order room service?
No, I didn't order room service. I did order service, just not for the room.
All right, enough of this talk. He's not opening it up. Checkers, do your thing.
Kara
With
backs out
pleasure.
the way.
Melt that door.
He gets everyone behind him, and he's... You know what? He's taken out some explosives. He's planting them on the door.
Last chance, Ferengi. You either open it or we blow it.
Setsa, you remember how when you asked me if there was...
The door, or... Wait, no, I mean, you definitely mean the door.
Setsa, remember when we were talking about Silly Putty and you asked me if there...
I'm not letting you in.
This is
Checkers,
fun, Putty.
blow it.
I was about to say, Setsa, you remember when you asked if there was such a thing as serious putty when we were talking about silly putty? That's the serious putty. Now duck.
Ah, gotcha.
Breach and clear. Okay, what am I rolling for this? I'm guessing this is engineer since I planted it.
Yeah, it sounds like an
I'd
engineer.
take control engineering because this is your
Yeah.
What about daring? Because I'm horrible at control.
No, daring would be if we just threw a pile of it at the thing and then hit the button.
Yes, I am doing that.
Okay, yeah,
It
I mean,
makes it better.
daring would definitely
Throwing
work
the
depending on how you're doing it. Yeah.
Throwing the serious putty and hoping it sticks. That's daring.
I'm putting it around all the edges and a big glob in the middle, so it just detaches from the frame and fires into the room.
fire in the hole.
You didn't have to
Alright.
use all of it.
I'm using all of it. Wait, you think this is all of it?
Checkers, do it.
Alright, I'm going with daring. Whee!
Ooh, 3 successes.
That door is engulfed in a massive fireball, which sends the door hurling into the room, narrowly missing the Ferengi.
Housekeeping, you need door repair?
Nice delivery.
Chrog saunters
Hopefully I
into
could
the
use some
room
repairs.
and sees Grant cowering in a corner like a typical Ferengi. Remember me, you slimy little patak? It's time we had a heart-to-heart about your boss.
Are you again? You know, you Nausicaans, you look all the same.
You're the one who's responsible for selling me that faulty grappler line.
You still mad about
Not
that?
my fault. It's not my fault you didn't check the merchandise first.
You
Remember,
Sold it.
no refunds.
Oh, I'm not here for a refund. Chrog says he slowly stalks the Ferengi.
Now, no need for killing.
Oh, I'm not gonna
We're-
kill
we're-
you.
We're both businessmen here.
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. Hurt you, yeah. Not kill you.
You sure we can't discuss this like gentlemen? A business?
How dare you call
Commerce.
me a gentleman, you slimy little thing.
You're right. You're
Oh.
not a gentleman.
Chrog
So,
tries to lunge for the Ferengi, but the Ferengi, being the greasy little takek that he is, dodges him. Come here, hold still.
wait,
Setsa,
We can settle
as
this
this is happening,
amicably.
Setsa just says to her,
so, okay, so if he's not a gentleman, then Garambas must be upstairs?
Setsa, not now. Grimnir,
Oh, it
hold.
all depends if he's working out back.
Grimnir, guard the
Oi.
door.
He grins. He says, "Come on, Skipper. No one gets in or out."
Chupa chupa.
Checkers leans over to Kara. So, Big Ears over there said all of him look the same. Is the Big Ears guy a racist?
That would generally be what one would assume from that sort of talk, yes.
Where's your boss, Grent? Where's Madron?
We can consider this all just a little sensitivity education.
Chrog's starting to get annoyed as the slimy little Ferengi keeps dodging him.
You
Chrog
haven't
finally
heard
has him
from him in
cornered.
days.
They're
Besides,
gonna
what do
tell
you
me
need
where your
him
boss
for?
is.
Remember, I was the one who sold you faulty equipment that you should have checked on.
I'll settle with you, all right. But it's your boss that I really want.
What do you want him for?
I have my reasons, and they're none of your business, Ferengi. Tell me where your boss is. 'Cause if you don't, I have ways of making you
Are you
wrong.
sure? You know what they say. I mean, peace is good for business.
I'd prefer you in pieces, you slimy little thing. Chrog finally manages to get a hold of him, grabs him by his left lobe.
Kara taps her foot. Hurry up in there. We've got a station full of pirates, and sooner or later, somebody's going to figure to come up here and start shit.
We'll be done in a minute.
Do you need a cigar for cigar burns? Those are the best for interrogation.
I have something better in mind.
Alright, Checkers
Unleash
pops on
the
the cigar.
Chrog Trooper. As
Skipper spore jumps into the skull helmet and scuttles into the room, all quiet like. There's just a pattering of feet and something zips by the door.
I'm imagining the same sort of
Scrabbling.
camera work they did with the earworms from Tau Ceti.
yeah, or the bluegills from that one episode of TNG.
Except,
And all of a sudden,
much
just
larger.
over a console pops two little blue claws and the spiky helmet. And Skipper goes,
Just imagining this.
Right. Well, what is that, Nausicaan?
That is a Koopa Trooper. He is my pet. And if you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm going to let the Koopa Trooper have its way with you.
We can make a deal here. We can make a deal. How much for the Koopa
Skipper
Trooper?
Not for sale. I don't believe you. Oh, Koopa.
Skipper crawls up the console and starts moving slowly towards Grent.
And just as it goes along, Skipper just drags a single claw around the console, putting a deep gouge in it.
See that? He's going to do that to you if you don't tell me what I want to know. Where's Madron?
Hey, Koopa Troopa, is this she?
I can't tell you. I mean, if I told you, I'd get in trouble. I'd more than likely.
If you don't
be
tell me,
dead.
I'm going to kill you. I'm getting
Yeah, but
tired
if
of
I
your,
do tell
I'm
you,
getting tired of your
I'm
evasion,
gonna.
you little slime ball.
Yeah, but if I do tell you, I'll probably be dead as well.
You either die by his hand or you die by my hand right here, right now.
I'd rather
I'm done
not
playing
die.
Skipper, at this moment, Skipper lunges at Grent, grabs him, and will attempt to spore jump.
I don't know where this is going, but it's going to be hilarious, I bet.
And end
We'll
up in
see.
the vacuum
I'm
space.
Your successes, they're just gone at the moment.
Chrog takes a moment to try to gather himself. The internal rage is beginning to come back. He wants to murder this Ferengi.
Kara pokes her head around. See, this is why you got to be careful with tardigrades. They're a little unpredictable.
Chrog's frustration has finally got to him. He finally buries his fist in the bulkhead, denting it deeply. Just then he hears Watley get into his mind.
So yeah, that is something that Waitley would have been doing this whole time, is trying to filter his way into Grent's mind, very subtly, very quietly, without drawing any attention to himself, just trying to firmly establish himself within the Ferengi's mind. What should I roll for that?
Presence command would be the...
Nick. Let's see here. Let me go pull up his character sheet. I think that's actually his highest. No, that won't be his highest. Where the hell? Reliant. The drive. Where's his character sheet at? There it is.
Page.
Nope, wait, that's not it. That's
I got it. What's the roll?
14. Presence command. So 2d20 14. And let's see. I know he has his telepath talent. Well, that just lets him do this. That doesn't mean he gets a bonus to it.
Yeah, the focuses would definitely apply. Psychology.
Yeah. Okay, so that... I'm trying to remember. I can never remember how the actual mechanics for this game work.
So you would just get it's 2d20, 14, and then it would be 4 after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Should also point out that aren't Ferengi supposed to be really hard to mind read?
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what makes this scene like super scary, because Betazoids can't use telepathy on Ferengi. Whately, however, can.
Normally.
Chrog at this point kind of turns to Checkers. I wonder where Skipper went with him.
Skipper, there's another blue flash in the room. They return, and Skipper says, I took... sorry. A sec.
Hey, everyone. I took Grent skydiving.
And did Grant like the skydiving?
I'm imagining a very pale, shaking Ferengi.
Those damn birds.
All right, Grant. Again. Chrog seizes him by his very colorful coat. Where is Madron?
Help you make sure you don't mention my name, please.
I'll consider it. Where is he? Or else I'm going to have my Koopa Trooper take you on another little trip.
Keep that away from me. Keep it away from me.
Next time I say we bring him on a field trip to the volcano.
No. That thing is evil.
Maybe a little warmer climate will jog his memory.
There are worse places to go.
Careful.
As you see what I posted.
If you think that the volcano's too hot, we could just leave you in deep space. He can do that too.
By this time, Whately has managed to worm his way into this little Ferengi's brain.
And I'm thinking what Whately is doing is he's making Grant hallucinate that Skipper is getting larger.
Wait, is that supposed to do that?
Oh, yes.
Slowly getting bigger. To
He
the
can
point that
continue to
Skipper
grow
is like
until I tell him
twice
to
the
stop.
size of Grimnir.
He'll continue to grow until I tell him to stop. So I suggest you tell me what I want to know, and I'll put this little session to an end.
Checkers points. I'm sorry.
Okay. Tell him stop growing. Tell him to get smaller. Too big.
Tell me what I want to know, then I'll tell him to make go smaller.
Hold on. Let me find the terminal.
I keep forgetting to hit the gift tab.
Yeah. No. That's. Here it is. He reaches under a desk and pulls out an isolinear chip. This is the last communication I had with him. This has his exact coordinates, and the last communication I had was about 5 days ago. That's about as best as I can do.
In Grant's mind, Skipper, the massively giant tardigrade, is now erupted in fire. And it has like this, like Whately is manipulating Skipper's appearance as he's generally cheerful, but like he's pretending to be scary. He's manipulating Skipper's appearance to be downright demonic to the Ferengi.
Are you lying to me? Is this gonna put a virus on my ship? Tell me the truth.
Hold on a second. I have something better. Checkers points at the Ferengi. Take him to Detroit.
Oh, I like it.
What is this? What is this Detroit?
You think this place is bad? Wait till I leave you in the middle of Detroit in the middle of the night.
Group, this might take a roll for Grimnir. He's gonna try to bluff this, but he gets like visibly shaken and like scared. He says, "No, Detroit, no. No man deserves that punishment."
This Ferengi does if he doesn't tell me if this is authentic or not.
They say if you're lucky,
I take
death
him
comes
right now?
quickly in Detroit.
Wait.
Detroit?
Not Detroit. Not Detroit. Please, no,
Charlie.
not Detroit.
You best hope death finds you when you're sleeping in Detroit. Best not see it coming. Is this authentic? Yes or no?
No, it was actually a month's worth. My records from a month ago, hidden with the virus. Hold
Give
on.
me the right thing, or else I'm going to have my little friend here send you to Detroit.
Okay, but you make sure you'll leave me alone, please.
Kara
And he'll make
steps
sure
through the
you have
door.
a large sign on you that says "I hate humans."
Kara steps through the door and simply puts a leg up on the console. She lifts up her gleaming left arm and looks at him. If you don't stop fooling around and tell us, I'm going to crush them.
If I don't beat him to it first, as
Wait.
Chrog seizes the Ferengi by the throat and starts to squeeze. Give me the right information.
Oh, I was going to be going lower, but this works.
Chrog's done playing around.
Let me go.
Hold on a second. Lower, you say? I have a gift for that. The gift for everything.
Let go my throat. I'll get it for you. Promise. I promise.
Give it to me now, then I'll release.
Can't get it if you have a hold of my throat.
Chrog takes and chucks Grent across the room as he goes bouncing off of a bulkhead. Give me the right information. I'm done playing games.
All right.
Goes to his terminal, pulls up communication logs. One of the most recent ones he had, which was about 2 days ago, and looks at him.
You got a pad or something, right?
Chrog pulls a pad out of his belt satchel, inserts it into the computer, and begins to download the information.
There. That's about. I've only talked to him 2 days ago. That's about as precise coordinates as I can get. I don't know where exactly he is, or if he's on a space station or a ship. I don't know. I just don't know. You've gotten all you can out of me.
That's fine. I have ways of tracking him now that I have some kind of coordinates.
Just don't involve me in any of it. I swear.
I will leave your name out of this. I'm going to tell you right here, right now. Chrog picks him by his coat and brings him to eye level. Chrog then, with the other free hand, removes his face mask, revealing his very heavily scarred Noskin face. If I ever find out that you're still here, when I come back this way, I will eat you. I am not playing. Be gone, Ferengi.
Okay. I'm gone.
Setsa raises a hand.
Kara actually, before she can do that, just kind of puts an arm around Setsa and she's pointing at Chrog's face and says, "You see all those scars? Those are the reasons that you wear proper armor in combat. Each one of those would have been fatal without the mask."
Setsa said. Setsa says.
Well, I mean, since he's been helpful, we could help him along his way.
No.
I've
given him an ultimatum.
I think
Be gone, or else I'm going to eat him.
I think she's right. We could send him to a vacation in Detroit.
I'm sure we could help him along his way. We could get him off the station real fast.
Oh, I get all the way off the station.
You know, right. There's an airlock just down the corridor there. Mr. Grant would like to go swimming.
So before anyone can react, Skipper Simon grabs on sport dump and they're just standing in the middle of a picturesque green futurescape city. I mean, there's towering spires, gleaming, nice, very well-developed pedestrian sidewalks, and just green urban space as far as you can see.
Oh god, it's true. Omni Consumer Products 1.
Worse yet, Taco Bell won.
So Skipper and Grent are now standing in the middle of Detroit.
And I imagine that the camera's just focusing on them in this silent moment where nothing is happening and it's bad.
The Ferengi looks a bit shocked at the thing.
I make him a Lions fan and watch the disappointment.
Pluck him down there in the middle of Detroit wearing Bears paraphernalia.
Skipper says,
I probably have to go back to the other soon, but Dad, this is Detroit. It's a nice place, on Earth, and they should take care of you. Okay, bye!
and Skipper leaves Grent standing in the middle of Detroit.
You know what? I imagine there's going to be hilarity there, even with it being...
Skipper should have jumped back, but took his clothes with him. Even naked in the middle of Detroit.
No, Skipper not that vindictive.
Detroit is way worse than where this Checkers is from. Then most of Earth probably is.
Kara looks at the flash as Skipper comes back alone.
Skipper!
Okay, I think we really should go now.
What'd you do with him, Skipper?
I brought him somewhere nice.
We better get out of here before the station decides that he's missing. We need to get back to the runabout now.
Waitley is just chuckling in the background. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that.
Chrog turns to the shadows and says, "You're evil. I like you."
Quick, take everything that isn't nailed down.
Kara turns to Checkers. You got any of that serious putty left?
Oh yeah, tons.
Line this office with it.
I was about to say, why bother lining it? Just stick a timer in this stuff and set it down. We're leaving anyway.
Skipper, can you floor jump us back to the runabout?
Oh, there are lots of people, and I did lots of spore jumpy.
All right, we'll just casually make our way back. Checkers,
right.
light this candle.
All right, I'm gonna leave some white phosphorus grenades in here, and that'll go off with the rest of everything.
Ooh. Chrog
Grimnir
pulls out a rather old-looking disruptor from behind his belt, sets it to overload, and just chucks it into a corner.
Grimnir gets this look of excitement on his face. He says, "Hey, I just got an idea." He reaches into the pouch at his belt and he pulls out what looks to be like I don't know how you would describe fire salts, but it's if you've played Skyrim, you know what that is.
Glowing salt.
Yeah, he pulls some of that out and just kind of gives it to Checkers and says, "Yeah, put this with it. It'll make it go extra boom."
All right, so serious putty, white phosphorus.
Fuck me,
rock
those embers
salt.
don't go out.
Hey, Setsa, remember that pistol I gave you? There's a red button on the side. Push that button and throw it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You pushed that button. How much time do we have left?
Run!
Ah,
Shit! Kara turns and bolts, grabbing Setsa.
Setsa
grabs Skipper. Come on!
Skipper is grabbed pretty easily, Setsa panics, and just throws her pistol into the room because she didn't quite recognize which button it was. So
just push it all up and throw it. Let's go.
Away.
Checkers sets the explosives up and looks at. He put the serious putty in the face of a smiley face.
Oh God!
So once we're running, Rick sort of asks, I thought Detroit was actually a nice place on Earth.
No,
What?
talk later.
Wait, it's what?
Kara
Checkers is shocked.
leads them over to the turbo lifts and looks up and down at the one there for a second and says, "All right, this is going to take a manual override. It's very tricky." And then she just punches the console.
The door slams shut and the turbo lift car drops.
Hold on to something.
Just barely reaches the level 20 where they came in. Door flies up and they all tumble out, much to the surprise of the Orion guards who just refuses to look at them in the eye. Suddenly the station is rocked by a massive explosion.
Kara, as she's running to the runabout, just shouts, "If you have any brain cells, you'll leave now!"
Checker slowly stands up, brushes himself off, looks at the Orion guards. It was a really big burrito.
I would also recommend evacuation. I do not know how stable this station would be right now. So, bye.
We got your last paycheck, bye!
Chrog hustles everyone into the runabout. Come on, let's go, for this place blows.
Meanwhile, there are many pirates doing likewise, running every which way into various craft.
Baz, get us out of here. Rick here, get us out of here.
Rick will initialize the engines, and yes, we're free to go.
Chrog punches the full impulse as they blow their way out of there.
As they're on the shuttle and they're leaving, Waitley just kind of leans over to Chrog and says, "By the way, I have to take exception to something you said earlier. I am not evil. I merely study evil."
Fair enough. Suddenly, the second our intrepid team clears the area of the station, the entire station just ruptures in 3 massive explosions. First the reactor goes, then just everything else. Well, that takes care of that little problem.
There's an incoming hail from one of the ships that got away from the station in time. Has a single, simple message, a very quiet Ryan voice. I don't ever want a burrito.
Grimner's just looking out the porthole of the shuttle. He's got this big old grin on his face. He says, "Ooh, it's so pretty."
Now that, chaps, was a spot of the good old ultraviolence.
That is what we call a 187, a murder, death, kill.
That is shock and awe. That is winning hearts and minds.
I dare say the ones that are left in shock and awe in their hearts and minds.
I'm
whatever body parts are left.
I'm going to do a roll for Rick. It's 11. You see him, sort of breathe slightly heavily, but it's, a bit fast-paced, but he's eventually, as the ship speeds by, the breathing slows and he collects himself a bit. That was, rather more intense than I'm used to. I mean, in the engineering, can be rather intense, but in a slightly different way.
It's good to get out and live a little, isn't it?
That went more according to plan than I expected.
Waitley just smiles and says, "Rick Tier, this is what happens when you let the Nausicaan lead the away team."
Oh, come on, you had fun.
Come on, we had fun on this one.
I did not say that I didn't. I don't know why I suddenly got a weird accent there.
Because it's Waitley.
This is what we called back in my old pirate days, a little bit of the old pirate funsy.
You know, I would have assumed that pirate funsy would have involved more booty.
Unfortunately, we didn't have time for that.
Grimnir says, "He said funsy, not onesie." Oh, wait, wrong kind of booty. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Oh, God.
Hey, don't blame me. Who picked the team?
We accomplished our mission. I have here the location where Madron can be found. He will be dealt with. We dealt with that little scummy operation. He'll never threaten anyone in this sector again.
Indeed, he will be dealt with. Right after you help me repair the shuttle.
After we repair the shuttle, let's all go to the club. Drinks will be on me.
Waitley gets a weird look on his face and he says, "You know, I cannot help but wonder how long before that Ferengi gets himself in trouble in Detroit."
I give him 3 minutes.
Cut to Detroit.
He's already getting arrested.
Actually, cut to Detroit. He pulls out a pad, sees that he made more money from the destruction of the station than anything, and then looks at Tiger Stadium.
Gold insurance. You know, I hear there's a local sports team I can buy.
He's going to be real disappointed. See, we did it. We made him You made him a fan, and now he's going to be disappointed forever.
Alright, the runabout is coming up on Reliant. Chrog activates the comm panel. This is a cutthroat to Reliant. We're on our way back. Mission accomplished.
Kara just goes over to Setsa, gives her a hug and a little kiss on the cheek. Thanks, Usajulia. I know that pirate funzy is not your sort of thing, but thanks for being there and helping. If Duncan's talking, he's muted.
I was talking. Setsa nods and says, yeah, I mean, had a little bit of fun with the tumbling and, the pirate stuff, and Skipper, just a little less blood next time.
Alright, the runabout has reached Reliant and initializes docking sequence. And as they dock, they can see Dr. O'Connor standing there.
That's not what I had planned. As they land, they don't see Dr. O'Connor, they see Checkers there, holding a Mos Nagant in a Starfleet uniform.
What's he doing there?
Ah, right. Well, I guess, she looks over at the other Checkers. I'm gonna go out there and convince him to put the gun down, but you're gonna have some explaining to do.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, you will in a minute.
The runabout comes to a landing. Chrog opens the docking door. Checkers, what are you doing here?
Waiting for the doppelganger. Going to blow his head off.
No, don't blow his head off. He was the integral part of the team in this one. He really saved our
He's
bacon.
stealing my name. He's probably one of those guys from the Mirror Universe shop.
He's been quite...
I know I scammed them out of mirrors 3 times, but it's not their business to make a clone of...
Look, I get that this is strange, but he was quite helpful.
Yes,
So,
and besides, he had a blast, quite literally.
so before you kill him, let's learn about what's going on. All right?
Or...
Alright, look, you two go hash this out. Kara, let's get this runabout cleaned up. Then we're going to go to have drinks.
Kara starts to turn away and just looks back at the OG Checkers and says, look at it this way. Who's a better business partner than yourself?
Oh shit, you're right.
Chrog sees Skipper bounce out of the runabout, goes up to her and says, Skipper, you did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I hope you had fun.
Yay! I have fun. I went to Denver. I saw birds.
Kara pats the faux Checkers on the shoulder. Seriously, though, you're going to have to explain what the hell's going on later.
And Skipper, you can keep the helmet. It's yours.
Yay!
Skipper just throws the helmet on and just beelines it straight for the entrance of the shuttle bay. There's a scream out from the hallway, but, I mean, probably scream of surprise.
Also, along the way, there's a gigantic thud as Decor has to try and dodge him and ends up falling heavily on the deck. The whole ship practically shakes.
Well, I made her day.
Well, and probably a lot of others more miserable, I get, yeah.
Yeah, the net joy in the universe has gone up.
Okay, scene cuts forward. The runabout has been restored to its standard configuration. All of the artificial scoring and burning and dents and whatnot have been removed, much to Kara's excitement and relief. And the crew has assembled in the club for drinks.
Kara, per usual, just has a soma for the moment.
Chrog is working over a rather large tankard of blood wine.
So, think I should keep that outfit? It's a lot of chains and leather, but...
It suits you.
Grimnir just kind of chuckles and says, in my opinion, chains and leather look good on everyone.
See, he agrees. Grimnir, as Chrog, slaps him on the chest. You did a hell of a job.
He grins, he says, it's been a while since I've gotten to stretch since I got here.
See, a little action to do you good every once in a while.
Oh, right. Did you want that mace back?
Which one?
The one I borrowed?
Yeah, keep it yours.
Ooh, thanks.
Turns out ebony is easily replicated. Just had to pattern it into the buffer.
Right. I might make some minor adjustments, but I like this thing.
I've never really been as aggressive as that before.
Well, sometimes, Baz, you gotta or Rick, you gotta take the universe by the horns and, I don't know, threaten it with a good time. Tell it who's boss.
And taking action to defend someone is one thing, but actively seeking out trouble?
Well, this is a proactive defense. Think about all the people who now won't be bothered by those pirates at that station. Think about all the people that Grent won't be selling weapons to.
Think about all the innocent transports that will not be preyed upon by that scum.
Grimnir nods and says, reminds me of what kind of operations I used to run back at home, but on a much larger scale. I like it.
I just hope Setsa isn't too traumatized.
She had fun. I even got her a t-shirt.
Agreed, she had fun.
Just
She raised her hand a lot. She's a polite pirate, but I think she had fun.
Setsa's wearing the, quote, t-shirt.
It's a t-shirt that has hastily scrawled on it, "We blew up Paradise Station and all I got was this lousy shirt."
I posted a picture in the, it's literally a onesie.
Oh, even better. I love that.
When I grow up, I want to be a pirate.
Kara is very happy about the shirt.
Over in one of the corner booths, the two checkers sit, both smoking cigars and drinking bourbon together, playing cards.
I would say the two chickens. What?
The two checkers. They are incredibly alike, although they're both dressed different. Checkers 2 is still in the colonial marine uniform covered in blood.
Kara points at the two and looks over at Chrog and says, "See, I knew if I could stop them from immediately killing each other, they'd be fine."
Now, the two of them on the same wavelength gives me the creeps.
Oh, wait until we find a third one.
Wait, what?
Grimnir's like, there's more?
And at that point, I really just wanted to cut to credits.
I'll still hoping to have Graves pop in to see how things went.
Graves is at his desk. He is reading a datapad. He looks up at Chrog.
Captain, I'd like to just report how things went.
Mm-hmm.
Things went very well.
I surmise that you acquired the information. However, you did blow up a pirate station.
Think of it as we removed a hazard to this quadrant.
I was going to say, if Kara was there, she'd be like, "See, we even got you a free extra."
So, Graves nods and says, I can probably spend it that way to Starfleet Command, but there will be times when you do have to exercise some restraint on away missions, especially when more sensitive matters are involved. Tracking down Madron is important. Again, he's become more of a threat, and we are in a position to do something about it. But just keep in mind that sometimes you do need to not blow things up. Sometimes.
I understand.
Otherwise, everyone's home safe. You got the information. We've added a little bit more security to the quadrant. Due process would be a little bit better next time, but for right now, I guess we are okay.
Besides, we didn't tell them it was explosive. We blamed it on a burrito.
They'll eventually translate that.
It was a very spicy burrito.
Graves' pad gets a ding of an incoming message.
Graves looks at the message.
It's from Kara. It says, "Hey, we're back. Sets and I are safe. And I was totally a good girl. I didn't shoot anybody until I was allowed to."
Graves nods. Does Kara include a photo of what Sets is wearing?
Yeah, it's got a picture of them from Club 42.
Graves just kind of goes stone-faced. He's just a moment, just recomposing himself, and he's just... Alright. So, Chrog? Just let me know when we need to act on Madrid. We may be having to deal with some other stuff in the near future, but keep me apprised of when we're likely to be able to get into position to act.
I will do that. It's going to take me some time to decrypt all this information and try to pin down an exact location on him.
Alrighty.
There's another ding
Sounds good.
from Marcus's pad.
Marcus looks at the pad.
Messages from Kara. It says, "Oh yeah, and there's a second checkers, maybe from the mirror universe. We don't know. They're off organizing a business. Bye."
Graves is a little bit quicker to deal with that one. He just nods and just looks back to Chrog and is like, if there's nothing else, I suppose we can call it a day.
Nothing else to report, Captain, other than just mission accomplished. And I will try to restrain myself from blowing up the next space station we encounter.
Graves nods, says, alrighty then. Well, be on call in security, and otherwise, yeah, good work.
Thank you, sir. And Chrog turns around, takes his leave of Captain Graves, heads back to his quarters to start putting away some of the gear he took with him. And cut to credits.